Welcome to the Ghost Heads Nerd Talk Podcast. Interviews and conversations about nerd culture from all around the world. Now here are your three Ghostbuster hosts, Joe, Rain, and Belle. Enjoy the show.
Hey, all you cool busters and bustettes. I'm Ghostbuster Joe.
I'm Dave's Dimension.
And soon we will have Valley Val here. But right now, till then, we're here at episode 107 of Ghost Head Nerd Talk Podcast in the opposite studio of my house. Found this place pretty comfortable, and my producers all told me, "Go ahead, you can do it." All my pops are freaking out why they're not lit up right now under the spotlight. And sorry, Goldie, you're not a nerd. You can't hear it, but she's pretty mad in the other room right now. Yeah. So welcome back to the podcast. This is gonna be a fun trip again, like we did last time. So what have you been up to, Dave, since the last time we hung out?
Not too much. Well, like I was telling you before the stream, my printer is down, so I got some see if I can resurrect it with a new part. So we'll see what that happens. Also been, like I was talking before the stream, organizing my 24-hour stream that I'm going to be doing for a ride for Roswell. So going psychotic with 24 hours straight. I'm still working out the bugs, and I have one of my partners from another channel that I participate with. He's going to be helping me out, so he'll be giving me a few breaks where I need to, either get some kind of sustenance or, use the old, the little Buster's room or something.
Yeah, the John, Buster's room, the trap,
Yeah, the containment unit.
Oh, geez. Yeah, what can we call that too?
Well, every now and again, you got to venture pack, so,
Yeah, you got to vent the pack.
Plenty of euphemisms for that. I do a lot of I've been getting more into 3D printing. I showed you a few of the things that I 3D print. Thankfully, some amazing people in the Ghostbuster community have been coming out with some pretty awesome upgrades. So I've been printing some upgrades for a few of my buddies, like the HasLab trap inserts. I forget the girl's name. She's in a lot of the Ghostbusters groups on Facebook, but they actually snap right into the door.
Oh, wow.
So I've been working on 3D printing a few of those, and like the trap insert, I've got to figure out how to do the LED wire for she came up with two designs. One is like a non-electric, where it just looks like the guts that sit inside the trap. And then there's another version she did where you can actually take like a small LED flashlight, take the head of it, put it inside. So you'll actually have an LED light shooting upwards from the trap.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So, let's see. I think I have, where is it? This was the first one I printed because she did one without the LED light.
Oh, wow.
So this will actually sit inside your trap. But she has another one where this is kind of hollowed out, and you'll have the LED light in here, and then you have like a little battery compartment and a switch that sits on top right here. I forgot the girl's name. She's very talented, Brittany something on Facebook. She's posted it. You can find the files on Thingiverse. It's a free file. Anybody can just grab them and run with them. But it's amazing. I mean, like this, I just was printing out with some little leftover filament, but I went with the brass, aka a la Frozen Empire, and comes out pretty good.
Yeah, that looks good.
But that, and I'm slowly modifying my HasLab actually. Replace the iron arm with the curved one, like you see towards the end of the movie. So keep them busy with that, and well, I have a backlog of action figures I need to unbox as well.
That should be a fun part, like unboxing the action figures. Like if you do it on a live stream, like you have to like. I feel bad those kids that can't see your hands. You have to have a camera down in your lap. You know what I mean?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like I kind of have. Technically, I have 3 cameras right here. I have the C922. I have my tiny ObSpot light, ObSpot Light 2, and then I also have my original Elgato camera Mark 1. So I can tilt the one camera over so you have like the desk view and then one facing me so they get the reactions. Honestly, like you said, doing it on a live stream is really one of the only real ways to go now, because the long form content of taking a figure out, kind of like showing every little aspect of it, those aren't getting views like they used to, especially if it's something that's been out for a couple months. But that's kind of like there's a lot of, the YouTube creator space is kind of changing a lot right now, depending on what kind of content you're doing. Like gaming content is hard to be competitive. The toy communities, like I was telling you before, it depends on what you're discussing. Me and my buddy, we do a stream on Fridays, and it's basically talking movies, and it's a little bit later. So we get to, kind of like uncensor ourselves when we're talking, and we invite other content creators on, so we kind of get like their opinions of different movies and stuff. So I mean, it all depends on like you got to find like your right kind of slot,
Yeah.
I mean, with Mondays right now, I mean, for you, I'm sure you can appreciate it. With WWE being on tour over in Europe, you have Raw earlier in the afternoon, so that's one less.
I got home from my job, and I forgot I saw a girl had John Cena, but that ran in Scotland, and I was like, what? And I went to Netflix. I was like, oh my god, I forgot they're still overseas. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think for another week or two.
Yeah. I think the next one they're going to, I forgot where they're going next.
Yeah, I just have a few figures. I got like just a few figures I need to unbox.
Oh, wow.
Most of these are G.I. Joes. I have 2 Marvel figures, and I still have the I never opened up my slime figures.
Oh, wow.
So I still have that. And by the way,
I remember seeing that getting released, and like a lot of people were like, why would they make Winston?
I got a bunch of those on at Ollie's. The Ollie's discount stores. I don't know if you have Ollie's where you are.
I think I do, yeah.
By the way, did you hear about I don't know if you saw GB News released a story. Apparently, the Hasbro is dumping a lot of the Ghostbuster merch that they have onto Ollie's now. Apparently, they're going to have the Neutrona wands. They're going to have the Spangler wands at least for like $49 a pop.
Well,
so you might want to keep on considering that they're like $130 when they first came out.
Yeah.
So to get it at about like $49, I mean, still that's a little bit more than a third the price, but still, I mean, hell, I'll buy a couple of them just to have them as spares.
Yeah.
Because the Spangler, the one I use for my HasLab, that's a Spangler one. I just bought before I got my printer. I bought the 3D printed grips to go over them.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Ollie's is now going to take the Ghostbuster toys.
Well, I mean, they've had some of the older Ghostbuster toys, and they've had the Marvel. They did the stealth Captain America shield. Let me see if I can zoom in. I've been like gutting my my HasLab. See if I can zoom in. Come on.
Okay, you can on StreamYard. I didn't know if you could or not.
Well, I'm using my camera to zoom in. So you can see, like, I'm really gutting, like, I'm taking all the, like, fake plastic, or the fake copper wiring that they had on there. I'm removing that completely. I'm just replacing a lot of stuff on it. Let's see here. Yeah, so you can see I replaced the iron arm, so it's got the kind of the elbow, the side curve. So I'm replacing a lot of stuff on it.
Mm.
Let me return to normal tracking.
That's cool. You know what's weird? Did you ever get a chance to do the collection on the RoboCop toy when they had it out?
What do you mean, like the original RoboCop toys?
Yeah, like the ones that they had out back in the day.
No, I never got them. I didn't have, honestly, when I was a kid, I really didn't have much. So that's kind of like, you got older, you kind of went through your own second childhood. So that's kind of where I'm at. But I do have like the NECA RoboCop. I have the NECA RoboCop Ed 209. I have RoboCop sitting in his chair, and I also have the battle damage RoboCop. So I got a bunch of those parts, bunch of those figures. There's some really cool stuff coming out. Hiya Toys does some nice RoboCop stuff, but they're about maybe like a 5-inch figure, maybe about 4 to 5-inch figure that they do. In fact, this was the gun they did with its own little smoke blast
Oh, wow,
effect.
yeah. Wow, look at that. You have a question in the chat.
Oh, that's a tough one. Considering this past 2 years, I've kind of gotten into what's known as Hot Toys, which are the let me see if I can move my camera around. See that? Let me turn off my tracking. There we go. The shelf above my head, behind me. Let me see, move you around. Those are all 1/6. Those are 1/6 scale figures.
Oh,
So
wow.
I got Bro Thor from Marvel Endgame, Captain America from Endgame because he's got Mjolnir, he's got the hammer. We got the Quantum, was it Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man. I also had the CW Flash, the Grant Gustin Flash. I also have, let me move you over. I have the Mondo 1/6 scale Gambit, but you can see the Marvel Legends Gambit right in front of him. So that shows you scale. But then I have a ton of Spider-Man because Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes of all time. I got the Spider-Man integrated suit from No Way Home, Doctor Strange from No Way Home. I have the Iron Spider. I also have Miles Morales Spider-Man. Tons of Spider-Man stuff. But I'm also let me see if I can move you over and then move you up. I also have the Back to the Future Marty and Doc with a replica remote control. Those are probably some of my favorites in that Funko Pop in the plastic case on right next to Marty. That's a Michael J. Fox autographed.
Oh, wow.
So that's probably my most prized possession. That's probably my favorite item I have.
Wow.
But but as you can see, I have a Back to the Future shelf with tons of DeLoreans, a Doc Brown cream soda can. It actually still has the soda in it. I got a bunch of games, DVDs. Phoebe's just sitting there just because I was moving her around because I was moving some of my Ghostbusters stuff around. So
she got stuck in the Back to the Future world. Like, what is this girl? She keeps talking about it.
No, she came across Doc and Doc decided to take her on a trip, I mean, hey, that could be a fun little story.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
Well, all my Marvel Legends, I have an entire shelf just devoted to Spider-Man. I mean, tons of Marvel Legends. I collect a lot of those, but I love G.I. Joes as well. But you really can't see much of I got my Monopoly, obviously. Monopoly Ghostbusters. I actually have Ghostbusters, the original, very first game that they ever came out with. It was on floppy, and I still have the floppy disk. So I like collecting everything.
It's cool. That's good. Like everybody has a certain thing they collect. Sometimes people have this or that.
I'm all over the friggin' space. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love when people collect random stuff because, like, some people have this, some people like. I collect pops, and I haven't really gotten to the big collection in a while. But
I
I
mean,
would
we
go
got
to a school.
the GI Joe right here. I got to space out. I got to have the Ninja Turtles, of course. The neck of Ninja Turtles, and I got the Funkos right in front of them. And you can't see my RoboCop stuff because it's being blocked by all the boxes. And I have some Masters of the Universe, more modern stuff. I'm not going for the Magic the Gathering cards because that's a whole rabbit hole onto itself.
Ghostbusters is doing magic cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Hasbro actually. They're selling it directly on Hasbro's site.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Like when I went to go see Captain America Brave New World and I was looking at the listing movies, I had no idea any of the movies in the theater but Captain America. I was like, oh,
how did
yeah.
you like it, Captain
That
America?
was really good. Oh
I
my
enjoyed
God.
it. I know there was a lot of haters. A lot of people are like, oh, because honestly, some of Marvel's movies haven't been that great, to be perfectly honest. In fact, on my one of my channels this week, we're talking about wokeness in movies, which is going to be an interesting subject. And we're talking some of the Marvel Disney Plus stuff that they've been doing, like
Thunderfeet, welcome. That's my friend, that's my buddy there, Thunderfeet. Welcome, big guy.
yeah, we got we're talking about what is it? Indiana Jones. We're talking the Star Wars Acolyte show that they did, and a few others. So we're kind of discussing wokeness in media, which is something we don't usually do.
Yeah, I stay away from that kind of stuff because there's a lot of people that watch my shows that'll be like, Joe, where did you go?
Well, we're having somebody on who's kind of known for pointing wokeness out, or for using wokeness. The term is being thrown a lot around by people who not necessarily this person, but they're being thrown around by people who don't even know the definition of the term.
Yep.
So we kind of want to just kind of say, okay, these are examples. Are these, each of us are going to say if we think this is woke, or what were our takeaways from the shows, were pluses and minuses. So it's just something different we're doing this week. But I enjoyed it because I enjoyed Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I thought the TV series was good. I think it's probably one of the best Marvel TV series they've done, not counting Daredevil, because Daredevil, to me, it's really great. But it's just, for me, I enjoyed it. I think a lot of people were hoping for a lot, but a lot of people don't realize there have been a ton of different Captain Americas in the comics. Bucky was Captain America at one point. Sam was. I mean, they've had different people play Captain America. So, I mean, doesn't mean the end of Steve Rogers doesn't mean you can't have Captain America.
I still can't believe they had him get old and retire. I still can't believe they did that.
I like that because it gives him what he was missing. He missed out on being with Peggy. So it gave him an arc where he can. I mean, yeah, a lot of people, including me, would still love to see him going on the adventure of taking the stones back one by one. Especially when we see him take the Soul Stone back, and he comes face to face with Red Skull. I just want to see that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can even do that as a limited series. Like each episode is the adventure of him returning the stone to a certain point in time. Like him taking the was it the ether back to Asgard. Be interesting to see Captain America kind of sneak onto Asgard. It'd be interesting to see that. I mean, he's got the hammer, so he's got to return the hammer too.
Yeah.
But
feel guilty. Hammer back.
Well, I mean, to restore the timeline, he kind of has to. But I think it would be fun and comical to see that. But I get that, also, Cap had, you got to figure he was frozen for how many years? He missed out on so much. And, there was an opportunity for him to get some of that life. He saw that Tony was happy for a while, So he kind of realized, well, hey, maybe this is my opportunity. I can go back and I can, join Peggy and we can have that life. So I enjoy that. I know a lot of people were like, why did this have to happen? I mean, well, also think about it this way. The actor has played the characters in how many different movies?
Yeah.
I'm sure he wanted a break. He wants to play something other than being the upstanding Boy Scout of a guy. I mean, let's be honest. Coming that he's played an ass in different movies. Like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He was one of the ex-boyfriends. He was in, what is it? Not Another Teen Movie, which was a parody of all the different teen movies that were coming out at the time. He was also, he was Johnny Storm in the first two live-action Fantastic Four movies that were released back in the 2000s with Jessica Alba, was it Ian Gofold, I think his name is, and Michael Chiklis.
Yeah.
I mean, he's played a lot of different characters, and I'm sure he doesn't want to get, typecast in that. So, what was it? He did what was that movie he did with The Rock? It was a Christmas movie they did. He was actually very likable in that. It was
Wasn't that the movie?
Was it Red One or something like
yeah,
that?
Red One. All my
Yeah.
parents. I saw the movie with my parents. That movie is not bad. Everybody.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Really good. I enjoyed that. I understand how people don't like it. It's a kids movie and blah blah blah, but it's
it's a kids movie, but it also has some adult jokes in there. Like when he walks back into the store and says, "Hey, where's the Wonder Woman action figures?" And you got to have a little fun with it. But yeah, it's innocent, but it's also pretty fun, pretty amazing.
Here you got my voice on the feet.
Right? I mean, come on. I love seeing the memes though that they're popping up all over the cyberspace right now with people making fun of Anthony Mackie. Like, yeah, the one person to defeat Anthony Mackie other than Ant-Man is Eminem.
Yeah.
Since they were in 8 Mile, I'm like, he's got a point there. But like you see people get typecast. I'm sure Tom Holland is fearful of that because he's tried to step out a couple times. Like he stepped out. What was that movie? It was based on a video game. I can't think of the name of it right now.
There's a lot of them to get typecasted nowadays. It's so sad.
Well, I'm glad to see what Scarlett Johansson said. She said, "Widow is dead. She served. She served her arc. She, because sometimes when you bring back a character, you kind of are undoing their sacrifices. It's like that's what a lot of people are fearful with Robert Downey Jr. coming back. They're like, oh, a lot of people are saying, oh, this is going to be a Stark variant. That doesn't necessarily have to be. He could be Doctor Doom and never take the mask off.
Yeah.
He could be someone completely different, but they just reuse an actor. We see this happen in all the hell. There's so many TV shows and movies where they reuse actors in different. Hell, look at Bruce Campbell. Every Sam Raimi movie Sam Raimi makes, he finds a small little bit role for Bruce Campbell to be in.
Yeah, totally. It's like people think that it's just gonna be he's just gonna be stuck in this one role. We don't know if he's never, as you said, never gonna take off the mask, and we'll never see his face until like the end of a movie, and then he takes the mask off. But other than that,
and also, let's say hypothetically, it is Tony Stark. It doesn't mean it's a good Tony Stark. He could be a very evil, dark Tony Stark. Imagine a Tony Stark who lost his parents when he was a little boy, let alone someone who was in college. If he was a little boy and Obadiah Stane became his father figure and twisted him and made him even more darker, he could grow up to be, I mean, a real weapons overlord. He could become a real dark person. There's a lot of different things that can be done. Rabbit is Marvel canon. Oh, B Rabbit.
Yeah.
Eminem's character from 8 Mile. Like Bruce Willis always played the same role in different movies. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Last Boy Scout, one of my favorite movies. It's kind of the same kind of character as John McClane and a whole host of others. You know, he pretty much plays, the guy who can get beat up and knocked down and still keeps going. Look at Butch in Pulp Fiction. You know, except he was a boxer. It's kind of, pretty much he's always kind of played the same person. I mean, same thing can be said about Michael J. Fox. He's kind of played the same kind of like slightly smart aleck, romantic comedy kind of guy in a lot of his movies. Marty McFly. Was it Bradley from Secret of My Success? Doc Hollywood. I mean, you could go on and on. For the most part, you get a certain actor, they kind of like, it's just who they kind of play or who they're used to playing. When they don't have challenges or they're not playing someone too different, it just shows that they don't have that much range. I think the only difference for Bruce Willis might have been Death Becomes Her.
That movie freaked me out. That movie freaked me out. Just the way yeah.
Or what about Look Who's Talking? Look Who's Talking was just basically just him, having a big ball.
Yeah. That was another weird movie. Like couldn't hear the babies talking, but it was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, like, think of Fifth Element. There's some movies that might be an exception, but still, he's still the same core person, pretty much personality-wise. Here's of the Sun. Very great war movie. Really good war movie. And he plays, he doesn't exactly play the atypical Bruce Willis, but yeah, Bruce Willis pretty much plays Bruce Willis. I mean, Hudson Hawk. I mean, just about any movie he's in. I mean, well, I don't know. He's not in a wheelchair right now, but he's lost the ability to verbally communicate.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad because he's a favorite actor for. I mean, I can't think of too many people who dislike Bruce Willis. From the Die Hard movies to, I mean, hell, if you go back to the 80s when he was on Moonlighting with Sybil Shepherd, that's like the first experience I had with Bruce Willis was watching him on that show because my grandmother would watch it all the time when she babysat me as a kid. It's just, it's sad when you see something like that, but like you also see it was sad to hear about Gene Hackman, and he was an amazing actor. I mean, he could play a good guy. He could play, he could play a bit of an ass. He can play a villain. I mean, he was Lex Luthor. He was our first live action Lex Luthor ever. And, there's always going to be those comparisons. Yeah, I mean, I would really love to see Bruce be able to do something. I mean, unless, and this is kind of a weird, creepy line to walk, unless the family signs off on his digital likeness.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we could see stuff like that happening. I mean, hell, for the recent Star Wars stuff where you've seen young Princess Leia, that's actually Carrie Fisher's daughter doing motion capture and doing the voice a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, if you have families who sign off on the legal rights, you just have to make sure that, those legal rights aren't going to eventually waver off and then the studio or company gets their hands on it permanently, But going back to Captain America, I enjoyed it. I want more of it. Some of the editing was a little off, though.
Yeah, it felt
like. Well, I don't know if you know this. They did go back and do a lot of reshooting.
Oh,
so
they did.
Yeah, they did a lot of reshooting and they edited a lot of stuff because like even my wife noticed. She was like, it just felt like it went from this to that, all of a sudden, I was like, they definitely did a lot of editing. So there's a lot of stuff that was cut up. I would almost be interested to see what the original was, because odds are it was probably Disney execs who were like, hey, uh, what if you kind of like went back and did something different? I love the fact that is it okay if we spoil stuff? Because I mean it's been out for a good minute.
Yeah.
Seeing Bucky show up. I would like to see, a little bit more explanation on Bucky's campaign. I did like the addition of the what was her name? I forgot the character's name, but also she was like she was like a Secret Service agent that was the short girl.
Oh,
You know
but
who I'm talking about?
my buddy was obsessed with her.
Well,
And I was making stupid Joe jokes the whole time. I'm like,
do you know what her connection is with the Marvel universe?
no, not a clue.
She was from the Red Room, from the Black Widow programs.
Oh, okay.
So that's why she was so good, and obviously she had her own suits.
You're welcome. Like,
So, but yeah, she was awesome, and I kind of liked her in the movie,
but I was making stupid Joe jokes the whole movie. I was like, she can't get through the doorway because she's not tall enough. Man, she made it just in time. Got from the Lollipop Guild. Man, her voice is really low. Wonder if they check that ID. Can't tell how old she is. I was like, beans. My friend's like, stop it, because I kept laughing at everything I was saying.
I mean, sure, in some fights she might come up a little short, but hey, that happens. But wah, wah,
I would have been like this. Here, I got a few of your company lollipops in here. Lollipop Guild.
Well, you probably sneak her into a movie in that bag. What are you talking about, huh?
Yeah.
But no, I like that. I like how his sidekick gets badly injured, because this shows. I mean, those, like, seeing his sidekick, he gives the guy the chance, and he gets badly injured, and that's kind of the sign of a good Captain America. I mean, that's why Steve chose him. Steve chose Sam because Sam had all the strength without any of the super serum, like the strength of heart. I mean, when the whole snap happened, right? Snap happened, half the world is gone, right? What do we see 5 years later? What is Steve Rogers doing? He's doing the same exact job that Sam Wilson was doing. He was being a counselor to people. He was running a support group. I mean, of all the things that Steve Rogers could be doing, he's filling his time by doing a support group, because I think that was kind of keeping his best friend, well, one of his best friends, with him in a way. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't like going around the world trying to be a Winter Soldier like character, or trying to be someone who could be closer to who or what Bucky was doing. He wasn't doing that. He was doing what Sam was doing. He was doing what he thought Sam would have done. And I think that was kind of maybe a little hint in retrospect of, who was going to be the next Captain America. And it just proves that, Sam, even with all his, he doesn't have a super soldier serum. And even Bucky told him, you don't need one. He chose you because of who you are. That strength of character. You don't have to be a super, you don't have to have the super serum. You don't have to have super strength. It comes in handy, especially when you're fighting Red Hulk, but it's not something that's required. And I think that shows a lot of strength. And I think that's why a lot of us like the character of Sam Wilson. He is an everyday kind of a person. He's relatable. He is a caring person. And the speech he did at the end of Winter Soldier and Falcon, putting himself out there, acknowledging his race, acknowledging the suit that he's in and the role he's playing, saying that he's going to step up. That says a lot. And I think we kind of need that kind of a shot in the arm when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now.
I must be sounding like my computer must be sounding really weird because I'm not plugged in. You could hear my voice. Everybody heard my voice, but I'm an idiot. I didn't even plug in my microphone. I was just chit chatting. Nobody knew.
No, wait. I could hear you perfectly the entire time.
Must have been going through my computer like the
Okay.
whole time. It's hilarious. That's so funny. I was like, well, there's that. Yeah. It's so funny because you think that at I go to flagship cinemas. That's the theaters that I go to, and at the theater I go to, the big popcorn tub was Snow White. That was the popcorn tub. And it was weird. It had a handle on it. It looked like a Cinderella basket. That's what it looked like. And I was like, okay. I wish it would have been something with Captain America. The drink cups weren't even.
Okay, I won't tell you the bucket I got then.
Oh God, what did you get?
The shield, where it's the base of it is the shield, and then you get this black kind of like leveling, like collapsible cup type style. That's the bucket.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Who knows? Maybe I will give that away as a prize for my charity event that I'll be doing. See, that might be a fun prize for someone.
The theater I went to, they give a deal, like different deals. The deal I got was you got popcorn, soda, and then you got any candy you wanted. Selection of any I bought to buy it, but it was like any candy that was there.
Uh-huh.
So I chose the large. It was a large popcorn, large drink, and a candy. And it's funny, I ate the popcorn, drank the drink, and I saved the candy, and I didn't eat it. It was like Reese's Pieces, little almost like the M&Ms.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I chose those. Those are like my favorite. I love those. I love those. Those are my favorites. So the guy said in the chat before, your favorite toy that I guess it sounds kind of cliche because everybody knows me as the wrestling guy. But my all-time favorite toys are the WWF, like the legendary toys that you don't have to take out of the box. Like the Hasbro WWE toys. Oh my gosh, I love those.
Hasbro or Mattel?
Mattel, the Mattels, the originals. It just looks like mink, like if you have like the Rockers one, Margie, you pop it down, he's like, his head pops up like bloop, like that.
Yeah, the action moves, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever collect the Mattel Ghostbuster WWE figures?
No, I never got them, but I heard they were badass. They were really cool.
I'm still on the hunt for them because periodically I'll see someone posting them on eBay for decent prices too. Because you had Taker as the ghost.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like green or like a purple iridescent looking Taker. And then you had Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena, and you had Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and it's funny that they always chose like Shawn Michaels or John Cena as the person. I'm like, yeah, of course they chose John Cena because they can't see him. Why didn't they choose him as the ghost? I would have been like, yeah, he's a ghost. You can't see him. But now John Cena would have been the heel because he would have been.
They could have extended that line too, if you think about it. We could have had the Boogeyman. The wrestler is the Boogeyman.
Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. I mean, you could have had Ghostbusters, the DX league or squad. You could have Shawn, Triple H. You can even throw X-Pac in there.
Yeah.
You could do. There could be a lot of different things that they could have done.
Could have did a Vince McMahon, Vigo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Vince is Evo Shando.
Oh God.
There you go.
Who would you have as the big guy, the big fat guy from the video games had that as Paul Heyman.
Okay.
You know the Soul Taker? That was that guy. Yeah. Him because he's so sounds mean. Make him the big chubby guy. Who else would you make Paul Heyman? Oh, make him what's his name? The EPA.
Walter Peck?
Make him Walter Peck because he's got a big mouth like Walter Peck. Like, my name is Paul Heyman. I work for the EPA.
Vince could be the mayor, and Paul Heyman could have been his lackey from Ghostbusters 2.
Oh God, He's like, "You're fired." What?
Or yeah, make him the judge.
Oh God! He sent him to death. He gave him the chair.
The Scolari brothers are taking Stephanie McMahon away.
Oh God! Oh God! You know what? Honestly, if you look at that girl, she looks like Stephanie, a young Stephanie McMahon.
Maybe let's, yeah, you know,
The face.
or more nerdify her. I mean, she had the hair and stuff. But
Yeah.
do you remember? I'm sure you probably remember when like Stephanie was kidnapped by
The
Undertaker, and it was like Stone Cold was the face to save her
Yeah.
of all people.
I don't know.
Those are some good storylines back then.
They couldn't find anybody else backstage that was still sitting there playing cards backstage, going, "We need someone to be a random face tonight. Please, please, please."
I mean, come on, you could have the AP. Well, you could have AP. In fact, they're coming to Buffalo, and I can't wait to meet them this summer. Well, I met them once before. Both JBL and how am I blanking on his name? Damn.
Whatcha?
Huh?
JBL?
JBL and his partner from Farouk, yeah. Farouk and Bradshaw. They're coming to Buffalo's Nickel City Comic Con. But see, I'm screwed because there's all the people I want to see are not actors. They're all wrestlers.
No.
We got Lita and Trish.
They always travel together, so you'll definitely get a chance to meet them both. I heard Lita really nice. Trish, I don't know. I heard some. I heard she's nice.
I mean, she's Canadian, so she should be nice.
I have a buddy that's not in the chat today. His name's Joe. He does my art. Actually, he did the art that's behind us today on the background.
Oh, awesome.
And also shout out to Tracy. She's another one. She's a good artist. She does pops. Remember the pop I showed a few times on the podcast? She did that one of me and my grandfather. She did both of those. She's here today, so you could finally give her kudos. There you
her
go.
Flowers, as we like to say in the industry.
She just always does flowers. That girl does a lot of fun stuff. She draws a lot of luchadors on Instagram. She'll do their pictures and tag them, and she's amazing. You're amazing, girl. You get your kudos, you get your flowers, and you get your Doritos because Doritos are delicious.
Speaking of Doritos, regular or Cool Ranch?
Ooh, depending on the day. Like if I'm in a mood for I just want to get a giant cherry Pepsi and just go to town.
Now, do you snack on the Doritos or do you put them in food?
Again,
as a kid, I would put them on my bologna sandwiches. Believe it or not, I know it sounds crazy, but I would do that.
I'm a nasty burger. I'll open like a burger. If it's nothing on it, I'll stick them. I'll take like 2 or 3, stick them on my burger, and just start eating the burger.
Okay.
Or whatever I have. If I have chips, I'll stick them on my burger. If I have like Cool Ranch, if I'm eating like a chili, I'll take the Doritos, stick them on, crunch them, and stick them on top of my Doritos, and just start eating the chili. Cool Ranch is hard because you can't put it on a burger because it's like, well, you could. It's like ranch on a burger.
You ever have the Cool Ranch taco shells?
Yes, I had
They're
those.
Not bad. They're not bad.
Oh, here we go. Tracy's responding.
Now, as far as like what you said, like the cherry Pepsi,
yeah,
I can't. I gave up soda a couple years ago. I had the gastric bypass.
Oh yeah,
for my diabetes. Yeah. So carbonation is not your friend because carbonation expands your stomach.
Mm.
So that's why if people stop soda, I mean, I still enjoy root beer, but I open it up, I let it sit for a while so it's flat. Then I'll make a root beer float that way. Just I don't want to do damage to my stomach. That's why. But I trust me, I do miss pop, but I'd rather be healthy. I used to be a lot heavier than when I look now.
You fixed yourself from being.
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah.
cauliflower crust pizza instead of regular pizza. I still do regular pizza once in a while, but like a lot of that stuff is cutting out the carbs and whatnot. But let's see here.
So you probably eat that California pizza with the yellow and black box. It's like cauliflower, and it's like you ever
No,
have
we buy ours from Aldi's.
Aldi's? Okay.
Yeah, Aldi's has some. Yeah, so the con here in Buffalo is going to be in June, the end of June. They have Ric Flair,
Ooh. Ooh.
the Hardy Boys,
Okay. That should be a good one.
APA, so both JBL and Ron Simmons, and Trish and Lita. So I'm like I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
Your
Because
wallet is running away from you right now, bro. Do you feel like your wallet's in your pocket? Because you're gonna be poor.
I will see. Obviously, JBL and Ron, they're not going to look the way they did back in the day. But I met them in New York City at what used to be the WWE New York restaurant.
Yeah,
I met them once. It was when they did Sunday Night Heat. It was them and Jacqueline, the three of them, and the girl I was dating at the time was from New York. So we went there, and her and her friend were they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to WWE New York. I was like, awesome. So we go there. Rock band Tesla was there, so she got their autograph on an article of clothing I will not reveal. And my thing was like, I wanted to meet. I was like hoping to at least maybe like just like see them up close, right? Yeah, I did better than that. Both JBL and Farouk, they just gave me five, slapped me up, and I got a hug from Jacqueline.
that's cool.
I was like, okay, mind you, I was in my like 20s at the time, so I was like, okay, this is awesome. And of course, that's when WWE was still, it was still kind of raw attitude era, so that they were cool as hell to me. I would love to meet the Hardys because it's the Hardys, and plus, obviously right now in their lives they are way more sober and better points in their lives than they have been in the past. But Lita's she's my Raw era crush. So
Yeah,
I got to get a picture with her.
I heard she's really cool.
Yeah.
But Trish is Canadian, so she's gonna definitely try to be nice.
Yeah, but also, I'm not attending the con as a guest. The group I'm a part of, we actually were the exhibitors. So if I go walking around, I'm going to be in my flight suit.
I think the Hardys will give you attention because Matt's pretty funny, and I think he's a nerd. So I think he would.
Hell, I mean, if he wants to, he can throw my proton pack on, and we'll do a picture.
Oh,
I would
Jeff's
love that.
gonna want to put it on. Matt's gonna be like, "Oh, I think it's cool." You know what I mean?
Well, I'll give him the PK meter to hold.
Oh, you know how Matt is. She'll be all crazy, be like, "Oh, I see a ghost." He'll be like, "Delete, Matt." He'll be broken, Matt.
Oh, we get all kinds of people at events, of course, but no, I think like that's my highlight because right now at the con that we have coming, it's like as far as celebrity gets, well, okay, there's one or two. Danny Trejo is coming. I'm a fan of him. Ray Park is supposed to come, although he has canceled before, so I'm not holding my breath on that one. Randy Quaid he's a little bit crazy right now. From the National Lampoon movies.
Yeah.
So he's kind of crazy. They have Beverly D'Angelo. And then they have some of the cast of Fresh Prince is going to be there.
Wonder which ones.
Karen Parsons. So you got the two sisters.
Oh wow.
Ashley and Hillary. You got Jeffrey and the first and Viv. So all four of them are going to be there.
But the actor who Jeffrey died.
Nope, he's alive and kicking.
Oh wow! Someone said he died.
Yeah. Other than that, they have. Let me see here. They got John Ratzenberg from Cheers, of course. Raymond Cruz from Breaking Bad, but he's also done other movies here and there. They actually have four of the actors from Aliens coming.
Oh wow!
Michael Biehn, Mark Rolston, Jeanette Goldstein, and Daniel Cash. So they have like four Alien actors there, so that's pretty big. I do want to meet Eric Roberts though. He's coming there. Mostly because I'm a Doctor Who nerd, and he did play the Master in a Doctor Who TV movie once. So we got the voice of Charles. We got the voice of Roger Rabbit, Charles Flesher, coming.
Oh my gosh!
So
I watched the
we got some
video.
cool ones.
Did you know? Fun fact about the voice of Roger Rabbit. They asked him, "How did you come up with that voice?" He said it just came to him one day when they were giving him ideas for the character voice for Roger Rabbit. He said it just came to me one day. I was just like, please. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was also in Back to the Future as well, in Back to the Future 2. He was the old man that Marty is asking for money for Marty.
Mm.
So he's going to be there, but there's a few people like Bailing and one or two other people that are going to be in there. But it's like the only one like I'm really excited for are the wrestlers and also I think Danny Trejo. I think those are the ones I'm psyched for.
Mm.
I mean, they're going to have Alex Vincent, the kid from Chucky, the original Chucky.
Yeah, I think I saw this on something that they were doing this convention. Maybe it was your page that posted that. I don't remember.
But I'm psyched for that. I actually get to hang out with a classic Ecto this weekend.
Ooh.
Ohio, the Ecto Ohio is coming to Buffalo up here. We're having our Motorama, where they're just to show off like different cars and stuff. But we're having the Ecto Ohio's coming up here, so we're gonna me and some of my teammates are gonna be hanging out with that this weekend. So looking forward to that. It's always cool when you can stand next to an Ecto. I mean, come on. Whether it's a modern Ecto or just a 59 Miller Meteor.
Yeah. It's always good to see an Ecto in person and stuff like that.
Oh, last Ghostbusters Day, we had 3 of them there.
Oh, wow.
Which is just 359 caddies. Which is just friggin' mind-blowing. Especially, that they're not all that common, but to get 3 of them at one place at once is just kind of...
And then you have to be able to make sure you're not going to dent the car in front of you or the one behind you.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why when I go to Ghostbusters Day event, I don't bring my pack anymore. Because one, even if I have my pack on and I'm standing near someone's car, whether it's an Ecto or not, I usually have my arm wrapped around the back of my pack because I don't need the shock mounts or anything to scratch up somebody's car,
Yeah.
But for the most part, like when I'm at Ghostbusters Day, I don't bring my pack anymore. I did that like the first 2 years. No, first year and the third year I did. Because I wanted the experience of having my pack on in front of the firehouse. That gets old quick, especially when it's like 80, 90 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And then you're wearing your suit. I made the mistake one year of wearing my heavier gray suit because I wanted the GB2 suit on. The suit I have doesn't breathe. It's actually made for paramedics, like when they're helicopter pilots. So it's that thick material that's not that breathable, but it's supposed to keep the warmth in. I was sweating buckets. I almost passed out wearing that thing.
Oh, geez.
So I only wear that during cold weather now, if I can help it. And my khaki suit is it's actually a mechanic suit, but it breathes. It's very breathable, very light, very easy to take off and whatnot. So
yeah, if I go this year, I'm gonna just wear like this vest, and I got to get a T-shirt with the logo on it so people could see Ghost Head Nerd Talk, and then wear a pair of khaki shorts and maybe wear my Ghostbuster shoes.
I was hoping that for Frozen Empire they would have introduced the casual Ghostbuster uniform. Like it would have been just like khaki shorts, maybe like a fisherman's khaki vest or something like that over like a T-shirt, just something a little bit nice and easy and casual. But
like what's his name?
We didn't get that.
What's his name? Like what's the name from Extreme Ghostbusters? They're just
Eduardo.
Yeah, Eduardo.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great if it was canonized in the movies. Just kind of make it happen. It's either that, or you just wear a light lab coat over your khaki shorts. There you go.
Yeah. Not
But
that simple, Ghostbusters. Not that simple. Not that hard, Ghostbusters. Not that hard. You just get a khaki vest like this and a pair of khaki shorts.
Yeah.
Slap a Ghostbusters patch on the back. Not that hard.
And now that we got the arm blasters that we could, well, I'm going to be 3D printing my own.
Rain has one already.
Now that we have those, I mean, you can kind of just, because was it about 8 years ago they had the arm mounted pack from the comics, where it had like the mini cyclotron, and then you had like the little blaster, on your arms. But I liked when you saw the little leaked photos of like Janine having her blaster. I was like, okay, there you go. That's easier on the back wearing that.
They probably asked her, and she's like, "No, you doing a hand one? No, I want the hand one. I'd rather have the hand one than have freaking something on my back that hurts me the whole time. No."
Well, I mean, a lot of the packs that they had there, like when they show the van pull up with the replacement packs towards the end of the movie, I found a lot of behind the scenes. Those are actually HasLabs.
Oh wow!
Those are HasLabs that were just slightly doctored up, and hey, you can't tell from a distance. They made them look pretty damn good. A little coat of paint, and you slap on a few grommets here and there, some parts, new bumper, Bob's your uncle. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a yellow bumper on my HasLab.
It's
just starting to get a little bit weathered.
I just have mine. Kind of looks like an old school pack. I just didn't want to doctor my pack up and add all the thing I added. It was a metal nozzle because my nozzle fell off at a Comic-Con NYCC. And it never got replaced, and I never had a chance to fix it till like.
Well, at a certain age, that kind of thing happens to some people. The nozzles just fall off.
Yeah.
But that's why I have my Bennington pack. That's my true blue OG looking pack, and then I have my HasLab that I just can't resist not modding something. That's just it's a bad habit of mine. Like you're never done improving on your packs. So.
Yeah, it's something you like, and you like try to make better every time you do it. So,
well, of course, for me, it's like it has to do with the first pack I purchased, which was a Spirit pack, and I did the heavy modifications. I showed you. I think I showed you the pictures before.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, the Back to the Future pack I did. I'm like, that thing was like, well, because I went through about 6 different design changes on that before that became what it wound up being. And I still plan on 3D printing a 1-to-1 scale one with much new improvements and hopefully with being able to do a lot more stuff. But instead of having a wand, I want to do the arm gauntlet, but on both arms. I'm thinking of doing both arms, or maybe just doing the one. But I want the little handle with the trigger. I want it to do a little rev maneuver. I want a rev function on it, so when I do it, you can actually hear the sound of the DeLorean kind of revving up, and that's going to be coming out of the pack.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So that's an idea I have. I don't know how the hell I'm going to pull it off, but that's my idea for a new Flux pack. That's what I called it.
That's cool.
Because I figure, like, I could do something like that. Just have like the multicolor wiring going all the way to the Proton pack, a lot like the wiring they had inside the DeLorean. That's something I did on the original pack. And, just plan on doing some different things. I've already talked to a few people who do electronics. I spoke to Frankie Geek about possibly doing special lights, and he said he can do any color lights. So I have ideas I want to do.
Awesome. So, if my fans want to like follow you on any social media, how can they find you?
Instagram, Daves_Dimension. That's Daves, DAVES _Dimension, DIMENSION. They can find me there, or you can find me on YouTube at Dave's Dimension. You can also find me on the Outer Dimensions podcast channel on YouTube as well.
Awesome. Dave,
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you so much for coming on. As
Yes,
always,
sir.
class. Just wish I would have Val. Guess you
Val
really
ditched us. I
She's
get
busy.
it. I get it.
Some animal came in the way, but
Yeah.
she's awesome. And I know she'll be back next week for episode 108. I'm Ghostbuster Joe.
I'm Dave's Dimension.
And just remember, us ghost heads have a lot to talk about. Good night, everybody.